I'm going to make an assumption that most everyone knows what the CIA is and what they do. They gather intelligence and do other secret squirrel shit. Pretty straightforward. The official motto, the work of a nation, the center of intelligence. They have an unofficial motto, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. We all like the truth, that's nice. But the real question and the real reason I brought you all here today is to ask you, how many of you know what the Mossad is? Mossad is Israel's equivalent to our CIA. They gather intelligence and do other secret squirrel shit, and they also have a motto. And prior to 1996, before they changed it, it was, by the way of deception, thou shalt do war. I think it probably just highlighted the agency's reliance on psychological warfare, honey traps, and deep cover operations a little too much. But they decided to change it to, where there's no guidance, a nation falls. But in a multitude of counselors, there's victory. It just doesn't have the same ring to it, but it's far less in your face about the truth. Now that we've cleared that up, let's talk about this guy, Robert Maxwell. On paper, Bob over here was just your ordinary run-of-the-mill British media tycoon, member of parliament, and billionaire. However, his life and mysterious death have long been linked to international espionage. While he was never officially confirmed as an intelligence agent, his ties to Israel and its intelligence agency Mossad are supported by significant circumstantial evidence and testimonies from former intelligence officials. By the very nature of these types of organizations, it is oddly enough pretty hard to find pay stubs or mission logs to use as hard evidence. For the sake of brevity, the evidence I'm going to share is only the most prominent and suspicious. I encourage you all to do your own due diligence and to make up your own minds. I merely hope to provide an overview and a direction for further investigation. Let's start with Bob's funeral and work backwards. Although being born in Czechoslovakia in 1923 and later becoming a British citizen, Bob's final resting place is in Jerusalem. He was given a funeral in Israel, typically reserved for heads of state. The ceremony was attended by the Prime Minister, the President, and 6 serving and former heads of Israeli intelligence. I don't even want to try to pronounce their names, and they aren't important. During his funeral service, the then President of Israel described Maxwell as a man who did more for Israel than today can be said. Another notable allegation is the PROMIS software, the Prosecutor Management Information System software, where Bob acted as a middleman for the distribution of the apparently bugged software. By selling this to foreign governments and intelligence agencies, it enabled the Mossad to access highly classified data through a backdoor built into the code. Continuing, after a nuclear technician leaked intelligence about Israel's super secret nuclear program, Samson option, and that's just a whole nother rabbit hole, and when you get far enough down these rabbit holes, it seems like the T just falls off the word rabbit. A story for another time. So this home skillet leaked the intel about the nuclear program to the Sunday Times. So Bob allegedly alerted Israel of this, which led to the technician's kidnapping and later trial. Lastly, but by no means least, nor in total, Bob was said to have played a necessary role in the arming of the new formed Israeli state in 1948 by using his connections with the Czechoslovakian leaders to facilitate the sale of arms and aircraft parts, which was paramount to their success in the conflict. Having established irrefutable connection between him and the state of Israel, the depth of which truly is the only thing that remains moderately elusive. So, I mean, if it looks like a duck and floats like a duck...
Churches! Lead! A duck!
Let me explain why this is information that we all need to know. Bob was a busy man. When he wasn't being a British media Mongol or an Israeli spy, he was the owner of Macmillan Incorporated, which he purchased in 1988, driven by an obsession to gain a foothold in the American media market. Macmillan, where does that ring a bell? After buying Macmillan, Maxwell made a massive deal with another publishing giant, McGraw-Hill, and they combined their elementary and secondary school business to form Macmillan McGraw-Hill School Publishing, and controlled 80 to 90% of the textbooks on the market. And this gave him the keys to what was taught in American classrooms, from history to social studies. This is factual, and there's a deeper context to this, so open your minds, open your eyes, question everything. In closing, and to lead into another dark dwelling of a long-eared furry creature with a tiny hat, if you didn't already put this piece together, this is her dad, Ghislaine Maxwell. That's right, Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand woman. I'm not anti-Semitic, but I'm not blind to this skullduggery either. Max out.